Hey guys, come with me while I show you how I made this little poncho for my friend's daughter. So first thing is you want to get your chunky yarn. I got this King Cole Nordic Chunky in 150 grams and I used 2 of these. So you can see the washing instructions, the type of yarn and everything there. Now they advise use a 6mm hook, but I actually went a size up and I used a 7mm hook for this. Okay, so you can see it there. The pattern I'm using I got from this crochet school book I purchased off of Hobie, so shout out to the Hobie gang. And this is the pattern I used. You can see on my sticky note there I just made some little notes of how I changed the variation of it slightly, and because I'm using a multicolored yarn it'll be different. I also used this little yarn stick to make my yarn stay in the one place so it wasn't running away. So this is my little row counter. It's quite handy. So you just kind of click the big button and it helps you count your rows. But the first thing you're going to do is your slip stitch. So you're going to wrap the yarn around your 2 fingers like I'm doing here. Okay, and you're going to put your hook under the first one and over the second one. Next you're going to pull through and then pull the 2 pieces of yarn and just tighten it up nice and snug on the hook. Now you don't want it too tight because you need to be able to work the hook in and out of it, so don't pull it too tightly. Now you're just going to wrap the yarn around your pinky, over your ring, under your middle, over your index, and then your thumb and your ring or your thumb and your middle finger are going to hold the work as you yarn over and pull through, and this is your chain. So you're just working the chain. You're going to chain 31, okay, and that's all you're doing is just twisting the hook and pulling it through, and you just do this all the way until you follow the pattern to chain 30 plus 1, or till you get it the width that you would like the work to be. Okay, so I've chained my 30 plus 1. Your plus 1 is going to work as your first single crochet. So now we're going to crochet our foundation row. So you're going to go into the second loop from the hook. I like to crochet on the back where you see these little loops because it gives a nice neat finish. And for this foundation row, you're just going to single crochet. So you're just going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull through once, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops, okay? So insert your hook, yarn over, pull through once, yarn over, pull through twice, and that is your single crochet. And you're going to work that the entire row all the way back down to the start, okay? Through the loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, okay? So in, pull through, yarn over, pull through. And you're just going to continue that going all the way down. So I've done that all the way down. I'm on my last couple of stitches, so I'm just going to continue on there. Second last one. So through, and then the last one here now. And this is where we are going to change our stitch for our second row, and we're going to follow the pattern. So what you want to do here when you've completed the foundation chain, or the foundation row, sorry, is you are going to chain 2. And that is going to work as your first double crochet, and you're going to turn your work. And now you're going to double crochet into that stitch there. So you're going to yarn over, you're going to push through the 2 loops, pull through 1, and pull through 2 loops, and pull through 2 loops again, okay? So we're going to do that again. That's your double crochet. So yarn over. In the next stitch, go through, pull through 2 loops, and then pull through 2 loops again, and that's your double crochet. Yarn over, through the stitch, pull through 2 loops, and pull through 2 loops. So it's called a double crochet because you're yarning over and pulling through twice, rather than in the previous stitch we were just doing a yarn over once. So you're going to continue this pattern all the way down the the row, and you're just going to make sure you're keeping that tension tight so you don't end up with huge gaps in between. And just take your time, it doesn't have to be rushed. Just nice and easy. Yarn over, through the stitch, pull through and pull through. Okay, and you're just going to do that all the way down the very end. And then when you get to the last few stitches, same as before, you're just going to chain 1 and then turn your work, and that chain 1 is going to work as your first single crochet. And you're just going to single crochet all the way across, and that is going to be your pattern. 1 row of single crochet, 1 row of double crochet. And you can see here going all the way to the end again, and now you're going to chain 2, that's going to be your first double crochet, and then double crochet into that stitch and across all the way. And you just keep doing that until you have, like me, your 53 rows, or as long as you want the work to be. Okay. One thing to note when you get to the end of each row is that if the next row is a single crochet, you just chain 1. If the next row is a double crochet, you chain 2. And you can see here the pattern starting to form just a little bit. And you're going to continue that until you get the length that you would like. So for me, it was 53. For you, it might be something different, just whatever you like it to be. So we're just coming up on the end of the 53rd row here. It was a single crochet, and I'm just going to tie it off now. So you're just going to cast off, which is just a slip stitch, and you just pull the entire remaining of the yarn all the way through and tie it off. I like to chain 1 and then pull it through, just to have that little extra security for the end of it so it doesn't unravel. But that's just a personal preference, you don't have to do that. And as you can see, I've got a good bit of yarn left over, which is what I'm going to use now to stitch the panels together. So you want to do both panels the exact same in length and width. And then what you're going to do is attach the small side of one to the big side of the other. Okay, so you can see here I've just flipped it sideways, so you're just going to attach just the short side there. You're not going to attach this side, just this one. Okay, so you get your little needle, little crochet needle, and you just put the yarn through it. This can be a little challenging sometimes, so it took me a little minute to get it. And once you get it in, then you literally just stitch the two sides of it together. Okay. So just stitch them together. Now, if you have a preference in how you stitch, by all means, stick to your preference. I just did it this way because it was nice and simple and nice and easy. I just did that all the way up until I got to the very end, and then I just tied off the yarn, weaved it in the ends a little for extra security, and then I just cut off the excess yarn. So you can see here. that it's just the one side is attached. Okay. And now you want to attach the other short end to the other long end. So you just sew that up, and you're going to do the exact same with this side here. Okay. So the exact same way. And once we get to the end of that, you're just going to tie it off, weave in the ends a little, and then tie off the excess. Now, I gave this poncho a little bit of a border with a grey and white striped yarn, because I just personally didn't like the way it looked when it was finished without the border. So once I stitched off all of this, I got that yarn, and I'll show you what I did for the border now in just a second. So this is what it looked like without the border. Again, it's nice, but I just felt like it needed a little border finish. Please excuse the Lion King pajamas. I'm in my loungy, cozy era at the moment. Okay, so for the border, I did the outside border and a neckline border. And the two stitches I used was a single crochet to bring the yarn onto the work, and then a half double crochet for the actual border itself. So to cast on, I just tied these two ends together. I used the same hook size and everything, because this grey yarn was still a little bit chunky. So I used that so that I wouldn't get so the yarn wouldn't go astray or anything like that. So I just did my single crochet. So I did 3 single crochet into the corner. Okay. So that's going to give you your corner stitch. But I didn't start with a corner, I can see that now. So just single crochet all the way around, just to get on that foundation row for your border. And you can do your border as thick or as thin as you like. I just think giving the poncho a little bit of a border just made it look that little bit neater and that little bit nicer. Okay, so just single crochet all the way around. Alright, and when I got back to the end, I got my corner stitch here. So this is where I did my 3 single crochet, and that's going to give you your pointed corner. Okay. There you go. So that's 1, 2, and you're going to do 3 of them, all into the same stitch at the corner. There you go. And then just again single crochet all the way across until you get to your next corner. And then it'll be 3 single crochet again and a slip stitch to connect the row together. Okay. You can see I was having a little bit of trouble there. So this is where you do your 3 together. Yeah, so your 3 together. And then your slip stitch. And I did a chain 1. Now for a half double crochet, you're going to yarn over, you're going to go through the stitch, and then you're going to pull under all 3 loops together, and that's your half double crochet. Okay, so I'll show you that again. You're going to yarn over through the stitch, pull through, and pull through all 3 loops. So as if you're going to do a double crochet, but you kind of chicken out halfway through. And it just gives a nice little thicker stitch than the single crochet. And it gives a nice little finish for the end. So I did 2 rows of these for the outer border. So I did 2 rounds of the half double crochet, as you can see there. Just gives a nice little finish. And then I moved on to the neck. So I'm going to weave those ends in and then cut off the excess. You can see my little dog, well, he's not really little, but you can see Pongo there in the background. And then I'm going to move on to the neck. Okay, so for the neck, I just did a single crochet to get me on, and then I just went straight in with a half double crochet because I didn't know how tight or loose I wanted the neckline. So I just went in with a half double crochet all the way around, but instead of doing a corner stitch when we got to the corners, because they're done a little bit differently, they're a downward V. So this is the V's for the corners for the neckline would be the decreasing stitches. So what you would do when you get to your V on your neck, so you would yarn over, do 1 half double crochet, but before you pull through, you would do a second half double crochet in the next stitch, and then you would pull the yarn through all 4. And I did a pattern of 3 of them in the corner, just to kind of round it off a little and just to pull it in a little bit more as well. So just to show you them again, you can see I've got my stitch markers here because I'm going to do 3 of them. So you yarn over in the first one, pull through, okay, yarn over in the second one, pull through, and then pull through all of them together. So you've just done 2 half double crochets together, and you're going to do that 3 times. So do it again, yarn over through the first one, yarn over through the second one, and then pull through all together, and then yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the second one, and then yarn over, pull through all of them together. So as I mentioned at the start, this is for a friend's daughter, so she's a little small. So I added on a couple of extra rounds for the neckline. I ended up doing 4 rounds of the neckline collar for my friend's daughter, and it brought the neckline just nice and tight again, so it wouldn't be falling off her. And just these decreases is what you do for the neckline corners. And that brings us to the end of the pattern. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.